Do you feel like you have to remain stoic to protect yourself? To protect a part of yourself that is soft and you know is there, but you're afraid because you don't want it to get hurt? You've learned that the softness inside of you is not a safe place because it's where you're attacked. You're afraid it's your weakness. It makes you feel vulnerable. And you've learned that you need to be stoic and hard and maybe even a little harsh to protect yourself. Well, if so, that's what we're going to be talking about today on Boldly Driven Conversations with Bree. And we're going to talk about, I'm going to share actually, my journey into softness. So join me today. Softness. So I've been on this journey for a while. Actually, probably the last year or two is when this part of the journey really started for me, to go from being hard, being stoic, being in protective mode of myself into softness. As a woman, we learn from a very young age how to protect ourselves because it's necessary in the world. We have to know how to defend ourselves. It's just something that is innately taught to us from other women and even from men. And I grew up in a household where I was taught to be very independent. I was taught to be, as a woman, to be independent and not need anyone else, that I shouldn't need anyone else. And this was, the way it was taught to me though, was very limiting on me. It was a very strict household. So it's not as like free-spirited and freeing as it might sound. It was very, and this is the way you do it, and this is the only way you do it. This is how you protect yourself. And so I learned how to protect myself. I learned that softness, when I displayed it in my home growing up, was not okay. It was not allowed because it was emotional and feeling, and it brought up a lot of uncomfortableness for the adults in my home. And so my journey into womanhood was one of, you can only be soft when you feel very safe. And I think this is true innately for all women, that we learn this. And while true, it is true. We do need to take care of ourselves. We do need to protect ourselves because of the way the world is, specifically with women. We don't have to give up our softness. I think that's my point, is that I went on this journey from childhood to adulthood, becoming a woman, thinking I had to protect myself. And then I had to be like a man, and I had to be hard and stoic and hide that softness within myself. And then as I became a woman, as I became an adult, I learned even more that my softness was going to be used against me. And there were circumstances in my life where I needed the hard to not just protect myself, but also to protect others. And I needed the stoicism to be able to accomplish anything, to protect those I loved, and to build resilience. At least that's what I thought. That's what I believed. But like I said, probably about 2 years ago, when the whole burnout stuff started for me, there was this pull, this desire, this thought that I want to live in softness. And part of softness is being taken care of. Part of softness is the receiving. Part of softness is nurturing in freedom. Part of softness is not having to have everything figured out. Part of softness is letting go. Part of softness is flowing. Part of softness is being bold, but being gentle. And there's a lot more to softness, but I think that was like what my desire was, is I wanted all those things. But my circumstances did not allow it, because I had to fight. I had to take care of. I had to think ahead. I had to make sure everyone was okay. The mental load encouraged the stoicism instead of softness, and which led me to burnout, complete burnout. And I have recovered now. Been recovering for about a year and a half on that. And I'm in a really good place now. About 6 months ago, some really huge changes started in my life. I'm in a huge liminal transition in my life, and I've had lots of changes. And part of the change is that I committed to myself. I wanted to commit to myself that I was going to learn and lean into softness. And even so many of these changes in my life, I have felt like just don't allow me to be soft, because I was in survival mode before. And now I'm in I felt like I was going into a different survival mode, which was true in some ways. But I was really committed to leaning into softness, just really learning to flow, letting things be, being with myself, learning to love the parts of myself that I find as weaknesses, that I find are soft, that I find I feel like I need to protect because they've been exploited or they've been hurt or they have taught me that I'm not safe, that those places aren't safe. And so I've been on this journey for the last 6 months of reclaiming my softness, or as a friend of mine says, homecoming, coming home to myself. And I had a breakthrough. I had a breakthrough in this a few days ago. And it's nothing huge or monumental. It was just I went from this heart-centered desire and heart-centered leading in softness, which is wonderful. And I plan on talking maybe next week about heart-centeredness, heart-centered awareness. I went from this heart-centered awareness of softness and desiring for softness into an embodied awareness, an embodied actually like doing the thing, softness. And it's been something that I've wanted and desired for a really long time. And it, the thing that clicked, I've been talking to friends of mine about this, specifically some coaches who coach this kind of mindset of being, of loving all your parts, of using your intuition, like energy work, like doing energy work. And so I needed the energy work from heart-centeredness awareness into embodied softness awareness. And there was energy work that I needed to do. And I've been doing it, but it like nothing was clicking. And embodied means to actually do it within your body, to actually take the action, to actually do the thing, to actually be the thing, whatever the thing is. And so, sorry, my voice. So this week I met with my business coach and he said something to me that became a trigger. A good trigger, a healthy trigger, because some triggers can be very good, where they trigger us into health, or it triggers where we get it. And he said something to me. He said, Brianna, you get to be soft. And the thing is that I had even heard that phrase before from another coach that I have a relationship with and talk to quite often, who does a lot of energy work. And they have even said that phrase, that it's safe to be soft. It's okay to be soft. Softness and gentleness is good. You can be that. Even my therapist, we've talked about this and has used certain phrases like that, but it just didn't click. And this past week, my business coach, when we're talking, about inner work, and there's a lot of inner work that actually goes on when you're building a business, inner and external work that is brought out when you're building a business. Because if your inner stuff is not healthy, then your business is not going to be healthy, because what you put out is what's inside of you. And I want my business to be healthy. And this has been a very important part of my business building journey. And when he said to me, Brianna, you get to be soft. It's safe to be soft. It's okay. You can be soft. You can be soft, Brianna. Something just clicked. Like everything in the past week that I've been thinking about and talking about. And I've literally been having this conversation with other people in different venues and avenues and relationships. It just clicked. It just clicked. And I bring this up because I want you, one, there's this thing I want to do with it. And two, I speak it to encourage you. If you have been saying the same thing to someone for a long time and you've been trying to speak life into them and like help them with a concept in their life that they're just not grasping, it's so frustrating. Trust me, I understand. I am there. I have been there. But one of the things I've learned is that sometimes it takes someone else unexpected to speak something that you literally have been saying. I liken it to, like when you tell your children, it's cold outside, you should wear a jacket. And they don't do it. They don't believe you. They don't believe you. They don't believe you. They go outside. It's cold. It doesn't matter. Right. And then all of a sudden they get a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a significant person in their life that really matters to them. Right. That's new and different. And they say the exact same thing. Oh, babe, it's going to be cold outside. You should wear a jacket. And they do it and they believe it. And it like just clicks. It's kind of like that. And for some reason. And then they just wear their jacket outside. And it's so frustrating to the person who's been saying the same thing for years to them. Like, you should wear a jacket. It's cold outside. And then this other person just walks in who you feel like doesn't have as much authority, shouldn't anyway, or, doesn't have as much invested equity relationally into this person. And what they say matters. And it's frustrating when you're the one who put in all the work, you put in all the energy. But that's just the way it works. And that's what happened to me. I have these other people who have invested in me, invested their time, their energy, their love, their relationship into me. And they've been saying the same thing. And I heard them, and I received it, but it just didn't shift anything yet, like very, very incrementally. And when my business coach said this to me, something clicked, and I went from shifting into expanding and accepting, and not just accepting, but learning to love the softness in myself that I previously saw as weakness. I've talked to you guys about my rude brain. I call it rude brain when like all these rude things come up, or like things that just aren't helpful, that perpetuate fear, or, I realized heart-centeredly that my rude brain was there to keep me safe. I know that. I knew that very cerebrally. And even in my heart center, there was awareness of it, but I didn't embody it. And so now something clicked where the softness in me is allowing for rude brain, who really is just younger Brianna, who felt unsafe and is trying to keep me safe, where I can actually love her and hear what she has to tell me and accept what she's saying to me. And that's where that softness comes in. Just coddling her and holding her, and learning from her and understanding her value. So there's this radiance that I feel as though emitting from me that I want to utilize in a good way, in a helpful way. My 44th birthday is coming up, and I would like to celebrate it through this challenge that I'm doing. Starting November 10th through November 17th, I'm doing a bold radiance challenge about celebrating ourselves, celebrating our beauty, our age, our wisdom, all the things about ourselves that maybe don't ever get celebrated. Just celebrating self. And this is something that I'm really learning to do, that I'm really learning to embrace. And to so many people, it looks crazy to them. It feels uncomfortable to them. And I just challenge you, if you're one of those people who feels very challenged by celebrating self and it feels prideful and not humble, I really want to challenge you to be a part of this challenge. And if you're someone who feels like there is nothing to celebrate about yourself, I invite you to be a part of this challenge. It's my 7-day bold radiance challenge. I'll put like a little thing here on the screen so you can see it. It's a week long. We're going to do something for 7 days to celebrate self, to celebrate who we are right now, and allow that glowing radiance that's already within us, that softness, whatever it is that we've masked over, to allow to be seen. Okay. There is a hashtag you can use, boldly glowing and growing, to show that you were a part of this little challenge that we're doing. We're doing it through different socials. We're doing it through Threads, Instagram, and Facebook for those who are still on Facebook. And I hope you're a part of the challenge. It's about celebrating self. It's about bringing awareness of the radiance that's within you. And it's something that is okay to be seen. It's okay for your softness to be seen. It's safe. It's okay for your beauty to be seen. It's safe. It's okay for you loving yourself to be seen. It's safe. You get to be seen. You get to be soft. You get to be radiant. You get to be bold. You get to be beautiful. You get to love yourself. And that phrase of you get to be soft is what changed everything for me. And I hope that's something that happens for you in this bold challenge in the next 7 days, starting on Sunday. That something happens for you, that a shift and an expansion, because a shift is going from here to here. An expansion is going from here to here. We get larger, we get more, right? More powerful. Leaning into our power, leaning into our beauty, leaning into our boldness and authenticity and with intentionality. That's what this is. This is an intentional exercise for softness, for boldness, for authenticity, for that glowing radiance, for whatever it is that we feel like might be missing from our life. Okay. I hope you will join me. I hope you will lean into your softness and accept that mean brain, rude brain, those things that you're already thinking, like, I can't do this. I can't be a part of this. This isn't for me. This is for someone else. No, it's for you. If you're watching, this is for you. Man, woman, whatever. It's for you. I challenge you to accept that part of yourself, love that part of yourself, accept that part of yourself, and be part of my 7-day bold challenge. You can sign up for it. I will put a link. I don't know how that'll work, but there's like a link. And if you don't see a link, DM me and I'll send the link to you to officially sign up for it, because I am giving away some prizes for those who participate. You will have a chance to win some coaching sessions with me. I'm giving away 4 different coaching sessions for my 44th birthday. So be a part of this challenge. Hopefully you can win some coaching sessions. And if this is resonating with you, I certainly want you to be a part of this so that you have a chance to win these coaching sessions. Especially if you've been like, I've had so many people DM me, Brianna, I really want some coaching with you, but I just can't afford it right now. This is your chance to possibly win some coaching sessions, because I'd love to coach those and give some coaching to those who really want it, who really need it, who are really desiring it. If any of this is resonating with you whatsoever, please sign up for this challenge. And if you're watching this video after the time period of doing this challenge, DM me anyway, and let's talk. Let's see what's going on. All right. Softness, boldness, authenticity, and intentionality. It's what we're leaning into. I hope you'll join me, and I hope you all have a fantastic weekend.